What was discontinued, but you miss like hell and you wish came back? The $1 menu at every fast food joint. The blue raspberry sour Skittle. They act like it never existed, but I know better. Being able to afford housing on middle income. All my favorite tops that ever wore out. The fashion train just moves on regardless. You can't ever go back and just purchase the same awesome undyed linen blouse with the frog closures and Chinese collar. You have to start all over again no matter how much you hate shopping, because walking around naked isn't an option. $5 footlongs. The optimism of the 1990s. Altoid sours. Love them so much, still have some of the old tins I used to store random things. Aladdin's Castle. It was an arcade in the local mall. I was heartbroken when they closed that place down. So many good memories as a kid in that place. Maybe this was a dream, but I remember Philadelphia cream cheese made single-size cheesecakes that I would always see at convenience stores. I finally got the courage to ask my grandma to buy me one, and it was my first cheesecake experience. So delicious. Physical items for music, video games, movies, etc. This isn't actually discontinued yet, but with the current trend it wouldn't surprise me if everything just moves completely to streaming until the 10 years. Too many things are moving to digital where you don't actually own anything. All you have is a license to use the digital media. The last time I bought a physical game disc, the only thing it did was install Origin on my computer and provide a license key to download the game. My current car house built in Spotify instead of a CD player. Maybe I'm becoming old man ranting about change, but I'm concerned about how everything's become a monthly subscription service where the companies control what you have access to and can remove things whenever they want. We used to have a chain of restaurants called Super Salad. It was just a salad bar with like 3 options of soup, but it was cheap and all you could add. I took it for granted back then, and now I miss it so much. Smiling face with tear. Jell-O brand pudding pops. There is nothing else like it in the market, and anything that I have found doesn't taste the same. I just want my pudding pops back, dang it. Choco-Tacos. McDonald's deep-fried apple pies. Edit. Well, this blew up a little. So, from reading every post so far, it seems the only place in the mainland US to still get these is at the original place in California. Other than that, as far as the US goes, the only other place is Hawaii. Apparently the entire rest of the world still can get them, just not where they originated, which sucks. I am sure someone burned their mouth and whined and they banned them in the US. Great responses and a big trip down memory lane. Thanks everyone. Second edit. So some are saying you can also get them at least one place in Florida. Seems it may be up to the franchisee, so talk to your local one. Someone said deep frying the ones now doesn't work. Not discontinued, but Levi's definitely changed how they made their jeans. They just don't fit the same, and the materials feel very different. Nabisco's Butterfinger BBs. McDonald's snack wraps sad face. Ecto Cooler. When it came back temporarily a few years ago, I got some but figured it would be crappy like most nostalgia bait food and drink. It was glorious. So AMN tasty. What's the weirdest, most disgusting thing you've ever seen at a party? I met this man on 3 separate occasions, and I literally only ever knew him as the captain. I don't do drugs, but my friends certainly did. We were at a party and my buddy asked some girl where he could find some Molly, and she says, "You'll have to talk to the captain," and just walks away. We were absolutely mystified as to what that meant. Like an answer to our prayers, the crowd splits for a second and this dude with a comically large pirate hat just appears right in front of us. My friend goes, "Are you the captain?" Without a word he smiles, and takes off his hat, revealing a massive bag of Gatorade Blue Molly that was taped to the inside. Then he hands my buddy a little dime bag, gives a very convincing "yard," and disappears into the crowd. I laughed so hard I almost puked, and I swear every time I saw this dude it was like he was some mysterious pirate deity that would suddenly appear with the sole purpose of giving people free drugs and then disappear again. Really more awesome than weird, but still my favorite party story to tell. I was at a house party with 1 bathroom. All night there was one guy being obnoxious and passing out every few minutes. Laying down for 15, then getting up, drinking more, rinse and repeat. Eventually he passed out in the 1 bathroom, which caused outrageous people had to relieve themselves. A hero tried climbing a drain pipe to get into the bathroom window. On his first attempt he fell about 6 feet and landed on a bin that broke. 3 guys at the foot of the drain pipe helped him up and one said, "Yo, you CK that bin." The four of them collectively stamped and kicked the bin like it owed them money until it was in many pieces. Girl was on something and just pulled down her pants and pooped in front of everyone. Party cleared out real fast after that. There was an old bowl of canned clam chowder someone didn't finish for dinner on the table. Someone poured a generous amount of rum chata, cinnamon-flavored cream liquor, into it and started calling it clam chata. One girl was very drunk and hungry, ate it knowing what it was, claimed it was good, then threw up a bit into the bowl. She proceeded to finish the bowl and continued claiming it was tasty. A guy the first knew would take any dare anyone handed him after he was drunk to a certain point. A bong was sitting there, so someone tells him to drink the bong water. And this was some disgusting SS bong water that hadn't been changed in so long. IRC, he got a gulp or two down before both spilling the rest on the carpet and puking on himself. The room reeked like vomit and mildew. A buddy of mine brought a girl to a party we were having. They were wasted and making out against my car when she turned to throw up all over the hood. He comes over to me to apologize for his date and I told him they should clean it off and he said, "Oh no, I did already, I peed on it to get it off." Dotted line face. My college roommate used a beer bong to chug a beer with it inserted into his rectum because it gets you drunker. He then stood and forcefully projected diarrhea around the room on pretty much every surface. He then confiscated all of our phones and wouldn't give them back because he thought we secretly recorded it. Edit. Grammar mistake bothered me. Also, this person now has his own medical practice. Insanely brilliant and wildly eccentric, but I guess those two often go hand in hand. At an outdoor camping party, a guy in a gold Speedo stumbled over to my friends and I and was talking super fast. We couldn't understand a word he said except, "Wanna see a helicopter?" I was asking what that is, and before I finished asking, he whipped his ick out and started flinging it around in a counterclockwise motion. We all took off running, and now I know what a helicopter is. House party back in the 90s. Local punk band playing hard in the living room. There was a strobe light lighting the band pit. This will be important later. A friend of mine was passed out on the floor propped up against a wall. Just sitting there, totally out of it. My brother snuck up on him and started moving his lower lip like he was singing along. Jostling him around upset him, and he projectile vomited into the pit. With a strobe light lighting the scene, you could watch his puke fly through the air, blink blink blink, splash splash splash, like a scene from a horror movie. I've seen a drunken army man in full uniform deep throat a dildo in the middle of a kitchen full of people as they were chillin' and snacking. I mean, it was weird because it wasn't that type of party. He had just found one of the people dildos, don't even ask me how, and thought it would be funny to take it downstairs into the kitchen where we all were and stick it down a throat. Awkward. A dude having violent diarrhea in a Sonic 44 Oz styrofoam cup. This was in the backyard of a friend's house with perhaps 100 people at the party. He was squatted over the cup holding his balls up with one hand and holding the cup with his other and hitting his brains out. It was more than 44 ounces and he missed the majority of it. Took about 15 seconds from dropping pants to pulling them up, doing his belt and walking through the side gate to the front yard. It was amazing and horrifying. Anime is insanely popular in America. What's an American thing that's as popular in Japan? KFC is a very successful chain there, and is even eaten as a Christmas tradition. Baseball. Denim. The Japanese bought all of the US's old denim shuttle looms, and now make almost all of the world's high-quality denim. High-quality American heritage clothing is massive in Japan. There is a die-hard fanbase for King of the Hill, who also argue about dubs versus subs. American companies put random Japanese kanji on their clothing. Japan actually puts random English words on their clothing. I have a ball cap that says, "Kill," in storage that I won in a claw machine in Hachinohe, Japan. What are some hygiene tips you wish more people knew? Pillows cases need to be washed often. Perfume is not a substitute for washing and deodorant. Deodorant works on under oob and cleavage. Clean your hairbrushes, especially if you have oily hair, scalp. Clean your glasses, includes the frames and nose pads. Deodorant goes on before you start stinking at it. Wow, thank you, everyone, for the upvotes. I was not expecting this to be such a popular comment. Washing your SS. Maybe this is hygiene adjacent, but to stop that old laundry smell you have to leave your washing machine open to dry out every time. Please wash your reusable water bottle. I know refilling your water bottle is super eco-friendly, but you gotta make sure you're washing it regularly to avoid any gross bacteria buildup. If you can smell you, we all could smell you 2 days ago. 3 years of a pandemic and half you filthy pigs still don't wash your hands properly. I wish I had known that the natural pH of vaginal secretions was acidic enough to stain clothing and such. It would have saved me a lot of anxiety of wondering what was wrong with me. Yes, it is normal for this to happen. Wash behind your ears and inside deep of your belly button. If someone offers you a breath mint, take it. Assume he, she is giving you a polite hint.